Hello everyone. This video is going to be a tour of our Google Classroom, our class website, and the syllabus. So just kind of an intro for the different platforms that we're going to be using throughout this school year. So when you log into Google Classroom, you will be taken to your general class homepage. So you'll see all of your class tiles for all of the different classes that you're enrolled in. When you click on the three lines up at the top, that's your main menu. When you actually look at the classes that you're enrolled in, you'll notice that you have a to-do button. This is going to be very helpful throughout the entire year because if you click on this to-do button, it's going to show you your upcoming assignments. Another way that you can see your upcoming assignments is on the class tile itself. So when you go to classroom.google.com and you're logged into your school account, when you see your class tiles, you will actually see all upcoming assignments right in what is a blank space right now on our class. So that will also show you your upcoming assignments. So if we actually look at our class itself, when you click on our class, so you'll have your specific class period, it takes you to the stream. And so the stream is a place for announcements. You will not see any assignments or any classwork posted on the stream. I have set up the class so that the stream is strictly announcements. So similar to what I will also send out in Remind, that is the only thing that you will see on the stream. The important thing for our class is the Google Meet link. So the Google Meet link will be right here on the stream. Now it's going to be different every day. So it's going to be really important that you log into our class and you click on the Google Meet link to join class live every day. So don't save that link because it's going to change. I'm going to reset the link every single day. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will all have different links. This is where you'll go. This is where you'll click. You'll join the Google Meet. Now, if you want to find our assignments, you're going to click on the classwork tab up at the top. So when you click on the classwork tab, this is where I will have all of the assignments, all of the resources, class materials posted. And I will post everything in a topic. So over on the left-hand side, you'll notice that we have the different topics already. So we have general class information and we have the first week. If you want to see just one of the topics, like the first week, I can just click on Unit 0, and that will show me a detailed version of every assignment that is on or part of Unit 0. If I click on all topics, this will show just a condensed version. And so I want to focus just on this first week topic for now. You will notice the assignments have a different icon than the materials. You'll also notice that the assignments have numbers. And so every assignment, everything you have to turn in will have a number next to it. It also has a due date. Even if it's something like a quick check-in, it's still going to have a due date so that you know that you need to actually complete that assignment. Now, if you look up at the top under General Class Information, these are going to be all the resources that will be useful throughout the year. Now, Google Classroom is a secondary platform for us. Google Classroom is just where you're going to be turning in work. So you'll notice under Unit 0 that those are just assignments that you will turn in. When you want to look at all of our notes, videos, any other resources for the topics that we're covering, you're going to the class website. So that's why the class website is the very first link in the general class information. It's the very first material. We're going to look at the class website in a little bit more detail in just a second. But if you don't have that bookmarked, you want to make sure that you bookmark that right now. You also have the fall lesson plans in the spring. That will be replaced with spring lesson plans, and I will look at the lesson plans in more detail in just a second as well. Then you have AP Classroom, so we'll talk more about AP Classroom once we all get back into school. I'll have you log into that. We have Mastering Chemistry, so we're going to continue to use Mastering just like we did over the summer, and then we just have some other information, so Lab Safety, the class syllabus, and the bell schedule, just in case you've forgotten the times of classes, because I know that I have. And so we're going to look at the class website and the class syllabus in a little bit more detail, but just to remind you that the classwork tab is the most important part of our Google Classroom. So let's take a look at our class website. So when you go to our class website, by either clicking on the link in our Google Classroom or just going to ptapchem.com, it will bring you to the home page. So right now, our class website only has a couple different tabs because we haven't really started school yet. So on the home tab, this is where you're going to find class information like the syllabus, lab safety info, and the lesson plans. And then you'll notice all of the summer work material is on the class website and then first week. So what you're going to notice up at the top is as we start getting into more and more units, you'll see Unit 1 and then Unit 2 and Unit 3 and so on. So we'll start to have more and more tabs up at the top, and I might start to hide older units. So on our home page, I've given you some useful websites. So you'll notice this has a lot more information than Google Classroom. When you go to any of the tabs, if you just click on the tab, that's going to take you to the main page. So for example, for summer work, if I just click on summer work, it's going to take me to the main summer work page. But if I look at all of these sub pages, I could click on chapter 1, I can find more information on chapter 1. So here's where we find the notes. Here's where we find any extra resource videos, the YouTube videos. If there are any extra resource documents, I will add those to the website as well. When we start getting into the school year, so if I click on first week, you'll notice this is again just lab safety, lab notebook information that will be covered. And then I will also have buttons, I'll have different links, and I'll also have subpages. So we're going to be doing some labs. If I click on that subpage, that's going to take me to the page with all of the lab handouts. So this is where I'll find all of the information for the different labs, the handouts, the notes, again, videos. So this is where all of the resources are housed. I've had this built. I continue to add more to it. If I were to try to add all of this to Google Classroom, it would just get way too overwhelming. And so this is where all of our resources are. Again, the lesson plans are here. So not only are the lesson plans in Google Classroom, but the lesson plans are on the class website as well. So when you click on the fall lesson plans, again, once it comes time for spring semester, this will be replaced with spring. But this is where you're going to find all of our fall lesson plans. And so what it looks like is just a running Google document. This will be edited and updated throughout the week. So if we're running behind with a topic or we're moving faster than expected, I will update this. You'll notice because of our hybrid schedule, I've also added in the green and gold. So if you're part of the green group, this is what you will do in class. Gold, we'll do this online, and then everyone. So if it says everyone, that means that everyone's going to tune in, whether you're in class or at home. If you're at home, you'll tune in via Google Meet. So really, you're going to tune in via Google Meet every day, but then at the beginning of class, I might tell you, go off and do this, and then come back in 15 minutes. So I have it split, green, gold, and everyone. You'll notice I also have specified where you're doing different assignments. So if you're turning something in, it will say in Google Classroom, this is what I want you to do. Which means if it says in Google Classroom, it's an assignment, it should have a number. You'll notice then, for example, Friday, it has switched. So when we are doing quizzes and tests, those are typically going to be in class. So you will take those when you are in person. So again, notice how everything, I've linked things in the lesson plan, so you could actually click right into the lesson plan and find handouts. You'll notice, next week, everyone is going to be doing the same thing on Monday. Everyone's going to be doing the same thing on Tuesday. So those that are at home will tune in via Google Meet. Whether you are sick, whether you're at home, no matter what, you can still tune in via Google Meet using the link in Google Classroom. But these lesson plans are broken down day by day with hyperlinks, with answer keys. Everything that you need are in these lesson plans. So really the main websites that you're going to be using are Google Classroom to turn work in, the website to access resources, and the lesson plans to know what we're doing each and every day. Now, I will still be giving you paper copies of notes, of labs, so you will be getting those in class, but I also have things on the website as well. So as you look through all of this information, if you find that you have questions on what's on the website, what's in Google Classroom, just let me know. And so what I want to do now is I want to take a look at the class syllabus. So if you click on class info on the website, or if you just click on syllabus in the lesson plans, it will take you to our class syllabus. So the last thing I want to talk about is our syllabus. Now, I'm not going to read this to you word for word. I know you can read, but I just want to cover some of the important details, especially that are new for this year. So you'll be able to go through and look at the goals and the description and the prerequisites. But before we get into expectations and what I expect of you, I want to share what you can expect of me, especially in this crazy time. So I want you to know that I am on your team. I want you to be successful. I know that AP Chemistry is a tough class. I know that I have high expectations for all students, but I still want you to be successful, and I'm willing to help you in any way that I can. If you have questions, you can send me an email. You can send me a remind. We can figure out how to work one-on-one using either Google Meet or during class. So I want you to be successful. I am on your team. Please just remember that I'm always willing to help you whenever I can. I will also give you the tools that you need. I will give you the space to learn. So I work really hard to try to figure out how all of my students learn best. Whether that means you need to see something, you need to hear something, you need to do something. I also want to make sure that you are getting the best understanding that you can. So things that I ask you to do are to help with your understanding. Now, I also will push you to learn. I will push you to go outside of your comfort zone as you're working in this class. And then finally, I will listen to you. I will actively listen. I encourage you to give me feedback. Last spring, when things got really crazy, I leaned very heavily on student feedback. I was constantly asking students to give me feedback. I changed my classes to help students. I'm not going to get defensive. If I ask for your feedback, be honest, give me your feedback, and I'm just ready to get better for you guys. So that's what you can expect of me. If you find that I'm not fulfilling those expectations, let me know. So then we'll look at some expectations for you guys. You can see the required materials, some things with calculators. I cannot provide you calculators this year, so it's going to be really important that you do have a scientific calculator. It does not have to be a graphing calculator. It can be one of the $10 smaller scientific calculators. That's totally fine, but you will need a calculator. Some stuff with technology. Notice everything is available on our class website. We will talk more about Edpuzzle within the next couple of weeks. I am going to upgrade PowerSchool as often as I can. I try to get feedback to you guys as soon as possible, and I'll send constant reminders out via Remind. So some expectations for in the class. You can read through all of these, but I'm going to highlight some. The only thing you can have in the classroom is water. It's going to be really important because if the drinking fountains are closed, it's going to be important that you have something to drink, but remember that the only thing you can carry around is water. And then it's going to be really important that we use class time to our advantage. So it's just really important that when you are in class, you're using that time appropriately to work on chemistry, whether you're working ahead, whether you're catching up. Some things with online expectations. So half of the class is going to be online each day. And so it's going to be really important that you're engaging online. And I know that it's hard to engage through a screen, but you can use the chat. We're going to be doing something a little bit different with some virtual lab partners, so you can work with your virtual lab partner. And so it's just going to be really important that you are engaging with the material. I will be able to answer questions from those in class or those that are online. And so don't hesitate to put questions into the chat. You are not required to turn your camera on. I would love to see you, but if you don't want your camera on, that's fine. If you could, though, try to make a profile picture that is yourself, just because that's going to help with getting to know everyone's names. One thing that is really important is to please mute yourself if you are on Google Meet. Mute yourself unless you are asking a question, because otherwise there's just way too much talking happening. And then, if you're at home, please wear clothes. I don't care if you're in pajamas, if you're in sweatpants, but, just wear some clothes. And then use the chat, whether you are talking to other people on Google Meet, so whether you guys are asking questions or just, talking to each other about the material, that's fine, but use the chat to ask questions and communicate. And then I do have more detailed expectations at this link. You can feel free to click on that link. Some things with tests and quizzes. So every large test is built like an AP exam. It's 100 points. It's half multiple choice, half free response. Quizzes are shorter, 10, 15, 20 points. So a quiz is short. A test is a large unit test. It will be weird with some online, some in person. We'll talk more about what testing will look like when the time gets closer. You can read through homework and labs. Just remember, late work is not accepted. If there's an issue, please reach out to me beforehand. And so you can look at cheating, some tips for success. Work with each other. Form a study group if you have to. Be in class, whether that means in person or online. I will be recording the new material online, and I will be posting that. So whether you're sick, whether you have, something that's preventing you from being at school, you will have ways to watch that material. And please, 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 please try not to procrastinate. Those that work ahead, or at least get their work done on time, end up doing much better than those who wait until the last minute. You can see how grading works with the breakdown. Some things with office hours. So I will be holding office hours each Friday while we are hybrid. What that means is I will be ready and willing to answer questions via Remind or email throughout the school day. If you need more help and we have to schedule one-on-one Google Meets or even a small group Google Meet, we can set up a time on Fridays for that. You can see our outline of our curriculum. This may change based on our speed. And then there's a special academic honesty and online assessment statement for this year. So please read through this. Make sure that you understand this. It just talks about be honest, take a test by yourself if it's online, whether it's a quiz, a test, or even an assignment. If it says to take it on your own, take it on your own. Anything when you're sending material to each other that is considered academic dishonesty and will result in a 0. So just read through all of this as well. If you have questions on anything in the syllabus, feel free to ask, but that covers the class website, Google Classroom, and our syllabus.